So Ben, we've come to Knockraha in Cork today.
Yeah.
You've a winter and spring milk business here.
Yeah.
And could you give us maybe a bit of background to the farm?
We milk 100 or 250 cows, 80 autumn calvers, and 160 spring calvers. And there's myself and one other lad, Andy.
You run the farm together.
We run the farm together.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You know, we've high yielding pedigree herd.
What average yields roughly for the
About
year?
8,000 litre
Yeah.
cow. You know, with an EBI of kind of 210, and bottle fat and protein 4.12 fat and 3.65 protein.
Okay.
With the average for the year. So we kind of do 640 milk solids.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
So we lost 6 semen to the best of the cows. And that's how we get our heifer replacements and maybe a few to sell.
Right.
You know.
So you're not far from Cork City, so it's a traditional area here, maybe long ago, to supply liquid milk into the city.
Yeah. So now we're kind of more supplying manufacturing milk all year round to with the winter milk segment going to the Yardsburg cheese in Mogeely.
Right.
You know, for Dairy Gold.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So
it's a good outlet for the milk.
it's a good outlet for the
Yeah.
milk, yeah, and
Yeah.
it's constant and you know.
Yeah. I suppose look, we've come here today, I suppose, to look at a new calf shed that you have. Calves, obviously, their animals need to be minded, and there's a lot of work in it. And if you don't have the facilities right,
Yeah.
it creates a lot of work. But you've solved that here anyway, haven't you?
Yeah.
What made you build the shed, say, or what?
We're winter milk calving, and we had a small little shed there, and it's called about 60 calves.
Yeah.
And we was transformed from shed to shed, and it was just low, getting smelly, and it was just very laborious, and we'd pike out most of the pins.
Yeah.
So, you know, people are saying you're mad building a shed that costs so much for calves, but when you're winter and spring, you know, it's used twice a year.
Okay.
You know, and we have kind of thing around here, you know, a good start in a calf, you know, and you have a good cow afterwards. You know, there's no point of treating them bad as a calf if you want them to milk in the parlour.
Right.
You know, so that's the kind of way we work off.
Okay.
You know, so
What size shed is it? Or how many columns long is it?
it's 5 columns plus an L shape going on to it, another 2 columns.
Yeah.
You know, where the small calves are, and it's 5 columns long by 60 feet wide.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
so. The main building was done by Southeast Farm Buildings and Tallow, and they done the walls and the shed part of it.
Right.
We did a lot of concrete work ourselves. And O'Donovan's done the gates and the pinning out of it. Jason was involved in, we have a slatted tank inside, and Jason was involved in designing and putting that together.
Okay,
you know?
very good. Maybe before we go in, you're harvesting the water off the shed.
Yeah.
So what's that in reality, or how much capacity have you in the tank?
So in reality, it's 10,000 litres of water just comes free off the roof, and it goes into the tank. It'll fill in about 3 hours in a heavy rainstorm, you know, but it's used for washing down the calf house. And during the summer, we can divert the plate cooler into it, and it washes all the yards for milking during the summer. We kind of scrape the cow yards during the winter, so we don't need to wash them. So it's just, we try to minimise the water for the winter with storage and everything. So we...
There's a filter as well, is there?
There's a swirler filter on top of it then, because most problem they have is leaves coming down and blocking the pumps. So we got a swirler filter off one of the pump companies, and it just catches all the leaves and throws them out a waste pipe onto the ground.
Okay.
And we find it very good.
Yeah, there's no manually cleaning
There's no manually cleaning it out.
Okay.
You know, so it was just something they were trying as well. So when they heard I was at it, you know.
So we're coming to the end of October now, and you're calving cows. So
yeah, we're just about halfway into the autumn calving.
Yeah.
So we've about 35 calves inside the shed. They're just kind of baby calves.
So the calves come in this door here, do they?
They come in the door here.
Yeah.
They get their second batch of iodine on the way in, and they're put into a small pin.
Right.
You know, every calf has iodine twice, just in case one of us misses during the night.
Yeah.
They go into a small pin. If the night is cold, 2 of them go into a small pin. Or ordinarily, they just go into a pin each. There's a lamp there if the weather is very cold. And they stay in the small pins for 3 days.
Okay.
Until at least until they're drinking themselves. You're happy that they're drinking themselves in 2 or 3 minutes, that they can go out and fend for themselves outside in the bigger groups.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, and say you've 2 in the pen.
I have 2 in the pen, just sometimes.
Yeah.
If the night is cold, they keep each other warm, and if the pins get too full and we didn't get to move them, that's why they're there. The pins are big enough for 2 calves, you know. That's why I got O'Donovan's pins do 2 calves if you're stuck.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
So
So they're drinking.
They're drinking the milk.
Not teats initially.
No, we don't put anything on teats until they go on the automatic feeder, just so they're trained to buckets to give them, so they can drink themselves afterwards if they get score or anything. You know, we just find it easier, and they find trocks easier.
And you say drinking water as well out of the trough for water. You feel it's easier.
It's easier
if they have.
If they have a habit of getting used to the buckets, when he's finished them, he gives them 1 jug of water out of the tap, fresh water, every morning after milking, and it's gone now. And it just gets them used to you drinking out of a plastic, because most of the trocks and things are plastic now, so it kind of gives them the habit.
Okay. How often are you putting fresh straw in?
He beds them down every time a new calf goes in. Yeah. There's plastic slats in them as well, so they don't get, every time a new calf goes in, it's bedded. It's cleaned out every 2 weeks.
Okay.
So and power washed, but they're washed every morning under the slats to keep the smell away. There's a drain in the back. Pins are falling back. Yeah. We're always told in school, make sure the pins are falling out, so the stuff runs away. But we decided to go back so the smell goes away. Yes. So it's just a different way of thinking.
Yeah. So where we're standing as well, you've a raised concrete area here as well.
we rose it up 100 mil just so that there's nothing that comes off the calf, a bit of scour or a bit of milk, that gets onto your boot and you transfer it down the shed.
Okay.
You just don't want to be carrying that down to the other pins. Yeah.
So everything's falling left and right.
Everything's falling left and right.
Yeah. And into the back.
And goes into the tank below.
Okay. How often would you hose this area here?
Every morning.
Yeah.
Every morning. Yeah. We don't do it in the evening, we just do it in the morning. It's just a habit.
So and you were saying you have a fire hydrant type hose there,
we've done deals best at €50. A hose with a reel in it. Okay. It didn't pass the fire safety somewhere, so it's there.
And that's your recycled water coming to there?
The recycled water is coming to there and to the bottom of the shed on the same thing.
Okay.
So.
And what have you here in this?
This is just a medicine press. So anything for the calves, electrolytes, weighing scales, whatever we need. Are
you weighing your calves? Did you say? Or did you check the weight in the calves?
We check the weights in the calves kind of once every 2 weeks. Yeah. We have a true test weighing scales. We put a couple of calves on it just to make sure they're performing, and we test a few more before we start weaning. We wouldn't weigh all the calves religiously. We weigh all the maiden heifers, but we wouldn't weigh all the calves. So.
Okay. So what are we looking at here on the left then? So you have your whiteboard.
So you come in. The calf is born. The cow numbers where she goes into the pin 1 to 16. The cow number is written there, which cow she's off, and then during the day somebody come in and take the calf. Okay. And they have that put into the phone, register the calf. Job done. Yeah. If there's something got medicine or electrolyte or something, it's written on the board. Yeah. After you put every calf in, feed the small calves, any calf that you have to go into in the small pins, you have to come out and wash the hands before you go on to the next one. Okay. That is a rule. Okay. I don't, we don't, go back in that. Every calf inside the small pin, wash the hands before you go on to the next one, because we don't know what's in the beastings. We don't know what's in the calf. Okay. So.
So the calf, is it getting the mother's beastings?
The mother's beastings for the first 2 milkings. Okay. After that, it's pooled. But we're happy enough but we're vaccinating for rotavic, salmonella, and all the IBRs. So we think it's worth giving them for the first 2 milkings. Yeah. Sometimes the heifer's milk, all the beastings is tested. Sometimes I wasn't happy with the heifer's milk. I don't think it's strong. I give them reserved from the fridge off a higher tested cow, but they're all tested in a rectifactor.
So what, a refractometer?
Yeah, refractometer, yeah.
So you have a thermometer on the wall?
Yeah, like to know what the temperature is. This time of the year, if there's only 20 calves inside the shed could be cold. So, if it's a frosty night, what it went down to. It tells you how low it got in the middle of the night. So it just, if you have a couple of shoot calves, next night, you can put a jacket on. Okay. I'm not religious with jackets, but if we have a calf with a bit of scour and the temperature goes kind of below 5 by night, we will throw a jacket on them for the one night until they're out of the scour or whatever. Yeah. That's the reason it's there. And if it gets too hot then during the summer, it's the other reason.
You might open doors.
Open the door, So it's €20. It's worth it all day,
So looking up here then on your loft area there?
Yeah, the hot water for the sink, for washing buckets, electrolytes.
Yeah, electric heater.
Electric heater. Yeah. Electric heater. The water pump is over in the far for the wash down hoses. Yeah. And there's the filter with multi-boost to keep the pressure right going into the calf feeder. You don't need it, but it just keeps the pressure right.
Consistent.
Keeps consistent, all valves opening, the same thing. it'll just last longer for the sake of it. And there's a boost pump on top of it, and there's a filter coming out of it.
You're treating the water with anything, or is it just a filter on it?
Just crystals to make it soft. What do you call
hard water you have.
It's hard water, so it's just making it softer.
Yeah.
You know, so just stainless steel truck there. It's a bit dirty, but it's just we leave the blue feeders soaking it during the winter, or you know.
Are they washed every milking or every feeding? Say
every night they put into that.
Okay.
Every night they put into that when we're full. You know.
Okay. So you have a sliding door here then?
We have a sliding door on the entrance, just so we don't want drafts. We put a sheeted gate there, so the draft doesn't go into that bunch of calves when you open the door. You know, so the door slides. We put a milk replacer and a bale of straw in there when the calf shed is full. That's our pin for milk replacer and nuts and a bale of straw.
It's easily accessible.
It's easily accessible. The lorry drivers, they know where to put it. They just pull the door after them. Job done.
Yeah.
You know.
So as we look down the shed here, so there's two sides. You
have left is calves fed on a blue feeder or in a bucket.
So first stage is here, or second stage there after your individual pens are coming here to the left?
They're coming to the left. If they're heifer calves, they go to the bottom pin. They're on the feeder, train to the feeder on the bottom pin, go over to the right. If they're bull calves, they stay in the first 4 pins, usually getting leftover milk from the parlour in the blue feeders or on buckets, depending on what way the calves drink. If we have a slow calf on a nipple, we have put little bands on the feeders so that they can stick the bucket in and they can drink.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
So they've water in each pin. We put about 12 calves in each pin. They're kind of 4.5 by 4.2 metres. So, and
it's full straw then? And
it's full straw on that side with a drain in front to take any seepage into the tank. You know, we didn't think we need, the calves wouldn't be in that side so long, the bull calves, we usually try to sell them. So we put, one of the best things about the shed is this, you know, it's something simple, but I thought, you know, it's just a sheep thing, but it makes putting in a calf very easy. You can pull up the back of your hand. The biggest thing we had was,
elbow, whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You're pushing the calf down before you can put it in.
Okay.
We just found they're well worth it for the sake of the extra few euros, you know.
Yeah, as opposed to doing a trough to full length
or doing these catches where you pull up this and you're lifting a heavy gate, it's pressure on your back, and you're catching your finger. You know, they are harder to open.
Yeah.
You know, you hit a nail.
It is.
Not for the nail, no, but you blacken a finger.
Yeah.
And you can't feed a young calf. You know. So just simple things like that.
Yes.
I think they came up with the ideas. You know.
Yeah. It gives you options. You know. So you're raised again here, concrete raised?
4-inch, 100 mil raised again on the centre passage with a fall, a 1 in 4 fall to the slats.
Right.
So when this is washed, it just goes down to the slats.
Yes.
You know, so it's not going back into the bait here.
Yes.
You know, you could have gone both ways, but I didn't want to go back into the bait.
Okay.
You know,
more drainage options here.
Drainage options that way.
Yeah.
You know.
So you're in your first year, I suppose, of automated feeding. Then you were traditionally always with the teats or whatever.
Teats or buckets, always.
So why did you make the decision, I suppose, to move to automated feeding?
Just labour saving, more than labour saving, and
consistency.
Consistency.
Yeah.
You know, every calf gets the same amount. You know what it gets. The bully calf won't get any more than the weak calf, and the weak calf. We found we did very little weak calves last year after using it, and that's what people were telling me. So that's kind of the reason. You know, they're more unit for it, and they could come. I like the idea of feeding calves 3 or 4 times a day, little and often.
Yeah.
Their stomachs aren't, they'll take the big, you know, volume. So we could kind of give them 7 litres over 3 times, rather than give them 2.5 litres.
Yeah.
Twice a day.
Yeah.
You know.
Maybe less scour.
Less scour, with very little scour, and they can come up in the middle of the night if they're cold. They might get 500 mils, and I just think it made them
happy.
It keeps them happy, you know. So
you built the feeder itself then into a recess. Why did you do that?
Just so it was all just cleanliness, and we kept it down small, but we kept the floor up just for sake of feeding the calf. If the calf comes up there, I'm just that small bit higher over the calf, and I can get him on easier.
Yeah.
You know, whereas if I'm tall now, it wouldn't bother me. But you know, if one of my girls was doing it, you'd be just down that bit far. You wouldn't have control over the calf.
Yeah.
You know, so, and we just, every shed I went to see, that was the dirtiest part of the shed.
Okay.
So I decided, I myself and Jason from O'Donovan's, we decided we'd leave the slat come in, build a few blocks, and leave the challenge go out.
Okay.
And I found it.
And that's the same depth as the main tank, which we'll talk about there in a minute.
Yeah. That's the same depth as the main tank. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's easy cleanliness.
So you've obviously ran your services as well underneath, have you?
Yeah, all services run underneath. It was only a couple of webbing pipes.
No mess again with
No
hoses
mess.
and kicked around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's easier to keep clean afterwards. You know, it won't be clean every day, it won't be perfect every day, but it's something less to be falling over and breaking. You know.
So your main station is here then in the middle?
Yeah.
So what's this doing here? That's where you're putting your powder into?
Powder in, it'll take 2 different types of powder, one on each side. So if you have male calves or female calves, you can have them on 2 separate types of powder.
Okay.
You know, this one does feeder 1 and 2, or station 1 and 2. This does station 3 and 4.
Right.
You know, and on the screen in front, you can just, all the stalls are up there, and you can add them on. Then there's only one, it's only stall 2 has been used at the moment because there's only a few calves there and they're just training on.
Yeah.
But you can go, it'll tell you, no calves drank yet now this period. This period probably started at 12 o'clock. And negative.
Okay.
You know, but they'll tick green as they suck them, and you'll know the next time you come in.
Okay.
You know, but
okay.
Very good, very simple, and it works well.
And calves identified off an RFID tag, is there?
RFID,
no collars?
No collars.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Same tag as using pallers or drafting or anything, the same tag will do them going through their life, you know.
So tell us about the tank here then. So it's not something maybe we'd see maybe or people would have. You went for a wide tank?
Yeah, I went for a tank to full width of the passage, just as labour saving. And, you know, I said if I was building it, I put the concrete that I was going to put here down the ground and build up a few blocks, 4 foot. And I was going to put a concrete slat in it, but Jason showed me where they put these sheep slats for sheep. And I said, if they work for sheep, why wouldn't they work for cows? They're mostly the same weight.
Yes.
You know. The only thing is to make sure you get the cows out of it, because they won't they won't hold up the cows.
Okay. So what's your routine then in the spring or whatever? Do you keep that clean much, or do you need to wash it?
We don't wash it because we'd like to keep dampness down. We keep it brushed. The morning after we bed them, we come out and brush it and throw the straw back in.
Yeah.
And they're bedded twice a week now instead of 3 or 4 times before in the old shed. We had concrete areas, but they take the dampness back.
Yeah.
So we have to bed them maybe every second day, maybe sometimes every day. But no, we don't, because they're not taking anything dirty back.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, we think there's no smell in the house either. And our vet has commented, because I know our old house was old, but it was kind of smelly when it was a 50 calf shed, and sometimes there'd be 80 calves in it.
Yeah.
You know, and it was getting smelly.
Yeah.
So we have no problem with smell now.
Okay.
And that's one of the biggest things with pneumonia in calves and IBR. And,
yeah.
You know, so that's what we're watching for.
Okay.
So
you've sliding doors then on either side?
Sliding doors on either side.
Yeah.
We left the walls go to about 5 feet on either side, just so the draft, we get all the wind from the southwest. So the wall goes out 5 foot beyond the shed, so that if the door is any bit slightly open, there's brushes on the doors, and we left the door go over the wall to try and eliminate every draft we can.
Right.
You know, but we left it go on constantly to 5 feet, just so the draft, it just breaks the draft in the rain.
Right.
And especially if it's during the summer and you have to open the door and it gets windy, you know, it's too warm, you won't get the windy rain running in there.
Okay.
You know, so it's
gives
just
you a bit of protection.
It gives you a bit of protection.
And have you that extended wall on both sides?
On both sides, yeah, because
yeah. Is that something you saw on a farm, or did you come up with your own self? It was just the other shed. We used to always be packing them 2 corners with straw. So we said we'd just see could we come up with an idea, and we tried it and it worked. So you went side vented sheeting then on the side?
Vented sheeting on the side.
Yeah.
With a 2.5 foot overlap on the 18 inch. 18 inches between the fibre cement and the top of the timber, and 2.5 feet going out.
Okay.
So what air takes in here should go out here.
Okay.
You know, so.
Yeah. And you don't have any of where people have a platform they drop down to create a kind of a warm area?
A mini environment?
Yeah.
No. Don't find I need it.
Don't need it.
Don't need it.
Yeah.
You know, it depends where you're getting wind from, different drafts from. That's our area, the door area. You know, we never seem to get a breeze from that side. There's a bank above us there, so we don't need it.
Yeah.
You know, we thought about when we were putting in there, do we need micro environments? And one night it snowed last winter, we put 2 bales there and 2 pallets across it, and a few calves in there. But after day or 2, they were back out again. So, you know, we didn't do it yet anyway.
Yeah.
You know.
So maybe to finish on the calf house, a typical day in the spring, say, how many calves would you have here at max, and how long does it take to feed? Or how much time would you spend here?
If I came in here on a Sunday morning on my own, there could be 160 or 70 calves in here, and you spend about 3/4 an hour.
Yeah, in the morning.
In the morning.
Yeah.
And the evening, it's about half an hour.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah, it's
but
a lot of calves fed.
That's a lot of calves fed. Whereas before the shed went up, I would have been definitely taking 2 hours each time.
Yeah.
You know, so it is labour saving, but you spend more time watching the calves and looking after them rather than feeding them.
Yeah, rather than physical work, it's just monitoring.
Yeah. You know, as you get older, you know, you like to be watching your calves and feeding them and seeing them lying down and see what way they're reacting, rather than just feeding and cleaning and getting tired of it and just going away in a bad mood. You know, you come out of here happy.
Yes.
You know, that your calves are healthy. So,
yeah.
You know, that's why I went for it, and, you know, it was expensive, but it was well worth it.
Yeah.
You know.
And I think it's an investment that's ahead of a lot of people that haven't maybe got to that point yet.
Yeah. I spent years. I done the milking parlour, I done the cow sheds, and this was the last one. Like everywhere, the calf shed is always last.
Yes, it is.
But when I got there, I said it was worth putting an extra bit into it.
Yes.
You know, if I get 20 years, you know, of good service twice a year, I think it's well covered.
Yeah.
You know,
in a really busy period in the year. Like,
in a year, you know, you're trying to get cows out to grass. You know, the open period is for slurry and fertilizer. You know, you're happy your calves are.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So.
No, great.
I'd be happy. The only thing left to go in here is the cameras. The wires are up there so I can monitor them from the tractor.
Okay, yeah.
So
just that extra peace of mind.
Just that extra peace of mind.
Yes.
You know?
No, best of luck with it, and well done and well wear.
Thanks very much for calling.
Okay, thank you.